This is the third part of online coverage for section 9.2 on curves, polygons, and circles. In this particular presentation, I'm going to ask that at the end you're able to talk about the types of quadrilaterals that exist and understand some basic circle terminology. So let's start with the different types of quadrilaterals. A quadrilateral is a four-sided figure, so that's a term you have to know. An easy way to remember that is that you see quad within that word. So if I'm looking at a trapezoid is a quadrilateral because it has four sides, and the only attribute that we need to define is that it has one pair of parallel sides. The most common way to see it is with those parallel sides vertically, but they could certainly be horizontally. Another type of quadrilateral is a parallelogram, and a parallelogram is defined as having two pairs of parallel sides. Then we've got a rectangle. A rectangle is a type of parallelogram. Notice now we're not just saying that it's a quadrilateral. Specifically, it's a parallelogram because we know that it has two pairs of parallel sides. And adding to that, a rectangle is going to have a right angle. So it's only defined as having one right angle. Why can we say that? I want you to think about that in preparation for class. Next we have a square. A square is a rectangle. The only difference between a square and a rectangle is that we take that rectangle one step further and say not only is it a parallelogram with one right angle, but it has all sides of equal length. So before class, I want you to think about a square is a rectangle. Is a rectangle a square? Think about that over the next few days in preparation for coming to class. We also have a rhombus. A rhombus is also a parallelogram. So it has two pairs of parallel sides, has four sides, but all of the sides are equal. The difference between a rhombus and a square is that a rhombus doesn't need to have right angles. Let's talk a little bit about some terminology with circles that you're going to be expected to know. I'm going to go through this terminology and then we'll do some more with it when you come to class. So within a circle, we've got a center. In this particular circle, the center is labeled as point O. A radius of a circle goes from the center of the circle outwards to the circle itself. So I'm going to start at the center and go out. So I've got a radius there, OP. I've got a radius segment OQ, and I've got a radius down here, segment OT. So it's got to start at the center and then it's got to go all the way out and touch the circle. The plural of radius is radii. A chord is a segment whose endpoints both lie on a circle. So if we look here at segment QP, that's a chord. It's not going through the center, and both endpoints lie on the circle. A diameter is a chord that goes through the center. So in this case, I'm going to start at Q, and I'm going to go through the center and come over and touch T. So QT is a diameter. A tangent is a line that touches the figure in only one point. So if we look down at this circle, I have a line that's just touching that circle in one point. And in particular, it's touching it at point T. So line TR is tangent to the circle. A secant is a line that intersects the circle in 2 points. So line QP is a secant. So a chord is a segment and a secant is a line. A secant cannot go through the center of the circle. Finally, just a little bit about arcs and angles. An arc is just a portion of the circle. So if I look here at arc QP, that is a portion of the circle, and you will see this symbol used to represent arc. An inscribed angle has a vertex on the circle. So if we look at angle PQT, so I'm going to start at P and come up and down, the vertex Q is on that circle. And we say that this angle intercepts arc PT because that's the arc that it's going through. So again, this is heavy just on some terminology. You may want to go back through this video and take some notes on some of these definitions. Again, you know how I test. I typically won't just test you on a definition, but I could give you a picture and say, identify an inscribed angle, or identify an arc, or which arc is intercepted by the following angle. And I'm going to expect you to be able to answer those. I look forward to seeing you in class, and don't forget to do the questions after the video.